That's right, a U-Haul, and it's been in pursuit for quite a little bit here. Almost coming probably up on 30 minutes. LAPD, there's a line of them right there. I got the information up, but I do believe he is still on the 405, but he's on a transition road right there. And, you know, he's right by LAX, and that's going to create problems for Skyfox, also problems for the LAPD helicopter. We've been listening in on the radios. We've been making our way over there. But the interesting thing about all of this is it is a stolen U-Haul. Stolen U-Haul with somebody in the back of the truck as well. That's according to LAPD. Making a westbound turn right there. Looks like he's got off. That light actually is the LAPD helicopter, so maybe they got lucky. Looks like we're going into a gas station. Maybe we're going to grab some gas or some snacks. It is definitely Arco making a wide turn right there. That reckless driving is what the LAPD has been very worried about all this time. It made multiple U-turns as it's been in pursuit. If we can get a better look in there, we definitely will. Looks like we're making another U-turn. He seems like he missed his off-ramp right there. Back into another parking lot. Maybe it's a difficulty with the steering. That is kind of a bigger truck making his way back out onto the street. But look at LAPD chasing him right there.
Perhaps that's why they're seeing that there's a person in the back. It's going to be quite a ride for that person, if there is a person inside the back of this U-Haul.
For right now, they are just staying closely behind, and we'll see if they choose to set up a spike strip. The thing also, when you have spike strips, you try, you know, the driver has some sort of a predictive behavior, you know, an opportunity for them to try and get ahead of the vehicle and predict when that car is going to be in the path of a spike strip. But this guy has been changing directions so often that it would be hard for them to predict where he is going to be in time for them to put out a spike strip. And now flipping another U-turn, more stuff coming out of the back of the U-Haul, and we are southbound once again here on La Cienega.
We'll see how fast he tries to go, but he will certainly be limited in his ability. And they're also, of course, very top-heavy.
Right.
You know, so it's not like they're going to outmaneuver a police vehicle.
Yeah, speaking of maneuvering, you know, he's going through these tight parking lots, and you know, there's a chance this driver's going to put himself in a position where that he can't get out of.
There he goes.
There goes one person out on foot and getting into a car in the back of the car. Two people in the back. Ooh, right there. Okay, LAPD trying to cut off that car. You saw two LAPD officers that were on foot trying to get the door open to pull them back out of the car. Hearing the updates now to the patrol units to try and get them back behind this car, but you can see he's taking off as fast as 80, 90 miles an hour here, going around the building here. Looks like he made a southbound turn here on Airport Boulevard. Keeping up with this car, it's hard for me to say exactly how far back the patrol units are, but wow, just weaving his way through the intersection. He's going to be coming up on the 405 freeway and could decide to stay on surface streets or maybe pick up the 405. And let's see, I'm trying to see if any of the patrol units have managed to catch up to this thing. I'm going to drop the speedometer here just for a moment as we pan around. He's gone around some of those buildings, and there goes some patrol cars. I think he's made his way under the 405 freeway at... Give me just 1 second as I listen to the traffic from the helicopters. They're giving us updates. There we go. Okay, here's, like I said, the one car that's driving fast with no lights.
By the way, because I was like, oh, we lost him. Oh, there go the lights.
He's exiting again.
Yeah, right there at that Manchester La Cienega exit again. So, you know, they obviously coordinated. You know, when we pushed in, zoomed in earlier on the front seat of the car, the passenger we saw had a cell phone. So there's a good chance that person was trying to get a hold of this person to come pick them up, and then we saw them making several U-turns there at what was it, La Cienega and
that Randy's
Manchester.
Donuts
The corner
area.
there.
They had a plan for sure, Rich.
Yep. So we'll see if they're going to go right back into that area here. We're coming up to that intersection once again, and we'll see if he's going to go east or west. Coming up to a turn here, and he had the fresh green. Okay, so he's making a eastbound turn. He's able to make his way around, make his way through the surface streets and the intersections rather easily. Coming up to an intersection here, and he's going to make An eastbound turn here. So all we're seeing right now are the brake lights at this point. Setting up for a turn. So now we're going to be westbound here on Slauson.
Now we understand that those suspects, even the driver of that vehicle, all wanted for assault with a deadly weapon on an officer. LAPD, those are the guys that were on there earlier, rejoining this pursuit right there. I don't know if they were waiting for him or if that was just a coincidence, but definitely got right up behind him, and that car really starting to pick up speed.
Now you can see we're in Culver City. LAPD, the ground units have been able to catch up with this guy. So the driver, we saw flip around. So that's the 405 freeway. And he's made a northbound turn there. You can see the spotlight still trying to keep up with that black car. And he's north on Sepulveda, and it looks like he's taking a little access road here. I thought maybe that was an on-ramp, but he's on a smaller road. We'll try and widen out the shot and see if those patrol units are able to stay behind this vehicle. There's at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5 LAPD black and whites that are now back behind this black sedan. Getting on the freeway here, southbound. And a little dark there to see if there's anybody's on that front passenger side. We know there were at least 2 people that hopped in through the back, just blowing past everybody else that's on the southbound side of the 405 freeway at this early morning hour. 5:30, traffic not too bad. It takes a while for the traffic to start loading up down here this far south in the morning, but right now he's got free reign, all lanes of traffic, all lanes available as he's continuing to evade LAPD, going so much faster than everyone else here on the freeway. Trying to look up ahead here, and the chatter, yeah, it looks like he's exiting. The radio traffic is somewhat slowed down as the
breaking news, police chasing a pair of burglary suspects. Scott Reif overhead in Air 7.
Yeah, wild pursuit. This black SUV traveled at a really high rate of speed, well over 100 miles an hour on the 405 freeway southbound, headed down to the Westchester area, going through that light over 80 miles an hour. And boy, the speeds are incredible. LAPD has backed off with their patrol cars because it's just too dangerous to follow this suspect.
If he does it at this speed, it's going to be hard to react for anybody.
Yeah, so, yep, exactly. So, you know, you got this person that's behind the wheel, and then you got other people that are, you know, not seeing this car in time that he could crash into. Okay, here we go. Did not. You can see the spotlight going back and forth. Change directions. Change directions here. Try and predict which direction this person is going to be, so you can get somebody up ahead in time to get out that spike strip and warn the other patrol cars that spike strip's out so they don't run over it. So went through the parking lot there.
When that vehicle was doing well over 100 miles an hour on the freeway with the lights off, we certainly thought that could end poorly. Here we go. It looks like they may do a pit, although that's a pretty high rate of speed to do it. You can tell that when the time comes, that moment to do a pit maneuver is when the vehicle starts to make a turn. But LAPD is getting much more aggressive now. I think they feel like they have to because of the danger this individual is posing to the community.
Definitely looks like they might be doing a pit maneuver, maybe a little faster than they should. It looks like he's coming towards us, so that's a big plus as well. Bigger street, well lit, that's a positive. Wrong side of the road, very big negative.
Okay, lights are back. Flashing the lights just for a moment. Making another turn here. Wow. Very close to that bus there. Coming up to an intersection there. Woo. All right, making a turn.
We can still cover it, and the LAPD helicopter can still get right over them. It would be further to the east. There's an area to the east, and I wouldn't want to give it away exactly, just in case someone's listening that might want to do something like that.
Really have been circling around the LAX area. Now we're in Inglewood. This is probably the furthest east we've seen the pursuit get in a while as we're driving away from the LAX area. But overall, the car will ultimately just change direction and go back right where it came from.
They almost hit another police cruiser also getting out of that Randy's Donuts. Just can't imagine what would go through someone's mind.
It gives you the indication this was a very coordinated, well-planned operation.
There could be a particular name for this for this neighborhood. I don't have it in front of me right now, but okay,
for
doors
bail.
open there.
Oh, there goes one.
Yeah,
Did you
he
see
did-
one?
We
Yeah,
see somebody
door
get out.
open,
Okay, right
ran
there.
to the right.
Somebody just rolled out.
Up.
One person at least out of the car at this point, out on foot. At least two more people left in this black car that's still racing away from the LAPD.
The helicopter will be telling the other units where the suspect got out, and more than likely they're setting up a scene there.
A lot of turns out here. A pedestrian. Look at that.
Oh my goodness.
We do believe that it's possibly a Lexus.
I want to
So
point
it
out.
certainly has the horsepower.
It was in a U-Haul, two suspects jumping out of the U-Haul, getting inside this black sedan after the pursuit with the U-Haul.
Now we're doing those center lane things right here, and weaving back and forth. Yes, it's a Lexus. Yes, it's probably a little bit more sporty. They've got the radios. They're definitely giving out the calls. They're letting other officers know where they're at. Look at those speeds. Triple digits on surface streets.
Over 100 miles per hour.
Triple digits on surface. Over 100 miles an hour.
It's unfortunate, even when they do back off, though, the suspect continues to drive at a high rate of speed.
Door open again. Okay,
Oh, there goes another.
another person out on foot under the trees.
We believe two suspects are still on board the black sedan that you're looking at right now here on 54th Street in South Los Angeles.
Who knows how many they have crammed in there like a clown car.
I thought maybe they slowed to get it behind that tree, but it does not appear to be the case.
We've had so many burglary operations in the past few months, and a lot of them
Oh, look at that.
professional in many
Oh, did
ways.
they hit that vehicle?
It looks like they did. Came close, that's for sure.
Should the patrols,
Yeah, should they just stay on it?
Stay on it,
It's not
right.
changing anything.
At least we're going to be able to stay on this, but boy, so erratic. We are seeing more and more traffic out on the roadway. If you notice, there we go. A lot of LAPD vehicles in that intersection, and now they're right on his tail once again. I think the speeds are getting very high once again. Yeah, you talk about 80 miles an hour on surface streets with vehicles around. I think the LAPD is probably going to back off here in a moment.
Taking the patrol units from behind the suspect did nothing to stop him.
We could end up back in the Newton division where the U-Haul that was being pursued originally began.
Flashing the lights to let that person know in front of them they're coming, but well, look at that. I mean, we're talking about inches from being run into, it looked like right there. LAPD still right behind, swerving in and out of some of these streets. We're in South LA. The night shift for the LAPD helicopter is doing a great job. That's not easy to keep the light right on the vehicle.
And Scott, this driver has had opportunities to get back on the freeway, but it does appear in the last 20 minutes or so since we've been watching this that they have chosen to stay in South LA.
Got off in that area around LAX on the surface streets and then came eastbound into this area. The third person, not the driver, but we believe there's two on board.
Another busy intersection, running through the red. You saw the cross traffic there. Staying in this general area, I guess you would say.
Unclear if maybe the suspect's looking for another spot where it's dark to let another person out of that vehicle or not.
They have the helicopter, they have the spotlight, and for right now, they're able to keep an eye on where this guy is driving. It's a challenge
Absolutely.
all to itself to try and keep an eye on this car driving without its headlights on, but overall right now we're just in the South LA area.
We're hearing a little conversation on the scanner about that, so that could very well happen.
Julie Ding right now in News Chopper 4 where police are chasing several burglary suspects here. Julie, what's the latest?
Hey there, good morning, Camilla. What a start to this morning. You can see this high-speed pursuit right now, this black sedan that LAPD has their night sun on. Suspects jumped out after ditching that U-Haul in the parking lot of Randy's Donuts in Inglewood. This is now in South LA. You can see as this driver is making these wild turns, cutting off other drivers.
You don't see any patrol vehicles following this car at the moment. Does that mean that they've kind of called off like the ground follow and they're just kind of following by air, or are they just laying back? What's your take on that?
I think, Adrian, they're laying back for now.
Nearly hitting other vehicles as well as they approach these intersections, just going through red lights.
Slowing down a bit. Oh boy, look at that. Look, there it is. We knew something like this was going to happen. Now we have a collision. Hopefully nobody was hurt. We believe there's two on board. Maybe just one. Maybe we missed another person getting out. But now you have the suspect running on foot, southbound on Arlington. Patrol cars right behind him. They're going to have this individual into custody here in a moment. There is just no way that individual is going to get out. They're going behind a home now. So, hey, if you live in this area of Arlington and 48th Street in South Los Angeles, you never know with a suspect that is this desperate if they could try and, take a hostage.
Okay, right there, popping out from the trees, was carrying a backpack, and he couldn't. Hard to say. It looked like this person maybe had a backpack, could have a jacket. Looks like kind of flung over the wall there. Right now, this is the person of interest for the ground units. Now back out on the sidewalk. So not gonna be a little easier to find if we can get those patrol cars as he's making his way up Arlington.
Really only a matter of time before they do catch up to him. And once you see the LAPD bride him, then you really know they know where he is.
Okay, looks like, is he going into...
There's a person popping out from between a fence and a mattress from the looks of it. And this person is now continuing through a lot here.